Hello there, welcome to round 1 of this league with my Trinket Merge deck. Looks like we're gonna be mulliganing our first hand, unfortunately. Obviously, no lander, not really acceptable. If we had like a basic mountain, like if this was replaced with a basic mountain, I'd be quite tempted. Since we have like the cycling and lightning bolt and all that sort of thing, but definitely not okay there. And we'll keep this one now. And I think we should keep this too. So which means we are fine to crack this turn 1 since we're going to get an island after we draw a Trinket Mage. If we were on the play, we would have just like played Life Staff or something and not shuffled our deck. This is one of the downsides of having like slightly narrow silver bullets in your deck, where if it turns out that it's not a relevant card in the matchup, you know, we're just sad. Okay, well, we have to lightning bolt that one. I'm pretty sure if we let them untap, they could easily just have various protections available. It's vaguely tempting to consider holding Silvok Lifestaff so that they don't see it, but it looks like we might be like tight on mana this game. So we can't really do much about this, unfortunately. They had, you know, the multiple lethal creature draw, and we're probably just dead here, I have to say. But what we can do is, if it turns out they're not killing us this turn, like maybe they just have a weak draw and can't do it, we can like leave an Aether Spellbomb in play. Rest in peace, the A character. But yeah, it looks like we're super dead, and if, you know, so in the scenario which we aren't dead, we can like leave this in play and like bounce their creature. Unfortunately, Apostle's Blessing can protect from artifacts, so it's not like a foolproof scenario, but it's better than nothing, right? Well, the fact that the opponent seems to be taking the time to take note of our hand means that we might not be dead. Unfortunately, the probe gives away part of what the game plan is. Up till this point, it looks like we're just some sort of strange blue-red control deck, which we kind of are. Yeah, no blocks. Mutagenic Growth, Teamer Battle Rage game. They like being bolted my Trinket Mage. That's interesting. Guess they don't want us. So it seems like maybe their hand has a few more lands in it than they would prefer. So, like I say, I'm going to lay out the Aether Spellbomb. If they're going to kill us, then I'll bounce it. If not, I'll try and take the hit and then bounce at end of turn to buy us a couple more turns worth of time to, you know, get things going. Okay, so we are a bit constrained on blue mana, so I don't think we can afford to wait a long time for them to just draw cards and get ready, since, as I say, I think they can protect their creature if they really feel like it. I guess we're evoking here, since we're a bit light on stuff. That's not too horrendous. So given that we're gonna probably play Sylvan Ranger next turn, we could probably get Forest here, and then use the Ranger to go search for an island. So nice. So you put this on here, then play Pyrite Spellbomb. This means that we could theoretically trade for Cyclops if they just had like a ponder into not very much. I don't think that's how it would actually go down, but theoretically, like the threat is there, so it at least forces them to do something about our creatures in play. Now, I could have Spellstutter Sprited that one, but I felt like it's more important to Spellstutter Sprite like a Ponder or something. Since this game... What I'm really hoping to do is find a Flame Slash to just deal with the Cyclops permanently. And this, I think, countering like a Ponder, it makes us more likely to be alive, I think. So, let's see. So if I emerge out of the Horror Swarm here, I do gain 3 life, but then I don't get to counter like a card draw spell. So I can just wait on it. Like, I played against these decks a lot, and most of the times where you die all of a sudden is the times where they just start a turn with Ponder and then gush and then draw into the relevant pieces. Like, they only have like a few cards in hand. They're probably not great, otherwise we'd be dead already. Alright, getting a bit heavy on the lands here, but that's fine for now. So finally we get to emerge out our giant creature. It is important to note that while Apostle Blessing can give protection from all kinds of colours, it cannot give protection from actual colourless, I think. Obviously not going to equip Lifestaff, because then that would lower my spell stutter shields. Okay, there's a Trinket Mage, which I like. I'll go ahead and play that. So I'm thinking that I should get Bone Splitter rather than Pyrite Spellbomb, just as an attempt, because if I like equip a Bone Splitter and Lifestaff onto an insect, they can actually bash through a 1/4, which seems like a nice thing to have happen. Because, you know, we've got to kill them eventually. It's semi-tempting to like hold on to the lands for like bluffing purposes, but our deck can actually use quite a lot of mana if we like, draw to like Seagate Oracle into Mulldrifter or something along those lines. So I'd rather just get all of our lands into play ASAP. And hope to draw like one of our good card advantage spells. The opponent obviously knows we still have Spellstutter Sprite since they probed us ages ago. So it could easily be that they're just building up over time like a bunch of 1 mana spells so that we eventually get taken out. But what can you do? Eventually, I will obviously start attacking with this, but I'm trying to make it as difficult as possible for them to just use a non-Teamer Blessing, Teamer Battle Rage method of victory. Like, just because it's quite... Because, like, with a Teamer Battle Rage, we'll die to basically nearly every combination of spells, but like an Apostle's Blessing makes it much easier to just die randomly to small numbers of things. This Wretched Griff, however, does make me more inclined to be more aggressive here. I think what I'll do is I'll attack with the Horrid Swarm and the Insect. Then I can move the Lifestaff onto Trinket Mage and emerge out of it. Gain some life. Have a colourless blocker, a green blocker, and a blue blocker if necessary. Keeping more green and blue available in case we hit Coiling Oracle into Flame Slash or something like that. I think I'll go ahead and play that. Then I'll go ahead and equip the Wretched Griff, since then it can actually kill 4/4. I could have moved the Bone Splitter over to something. I probably should have, but I was thinking that I can... It probably won't matter, like if I'm just jumping to stay alive, probably wouldn't matter, and it would save me a mana next turn. So here's what we've been saving it for. It's entirely possible that they've been holding a bolt. Yeah, so you know it didn't work anyway. So hopefully we're not dead. So yeah, like I say, as you can see, no matter what blockers you have, if there's a Team of Battle Rage involved, you're stone dead. Ooh, Piracy Charm, I like it. Oh, Island Walk. That's decent, I like it. To be fair, I do actually quite like the mode on this one, since there's so many islands in the format. So, you know, I like it. It's nice. So here we get to board in some Hydroblasts. We get to board in some Pyroblasts. It kills like Nivik, Cyclops, and Delvers, obviously, and counters various other things. Then we get to board in Tangle. Tangle also forces them to have like a Dispel. So cards we can board out are like this Elder here, since I don't think it does very much. Muldrifter's a bit on the slow side. We don't actually really need the equipment here. It's not integral to our game plan. They were fine enough in the first game, but post board you mostly just want to try and make sure you don't get murdered. And while Lifestaff is good, sort of, like they kill you in such big chunks, if they're going to get you, then the life gain actually doesn't matter that much. These cards are less important now. I think like Pirate Spell Bomb is just like less important than like these flame slashes and the pyroblasts in terms of killing their things. I think it's fine. I think I should keep one in. I think Aether Spellbomb's probably still fine to search for. And yeah, I think we're just gonna like trim some of our more expensive things. And I mean, while this is like part of the mana base, I think given the extra disruption we boarded in, we should be able to draw lands okay. Well, this one's a bit risky. Like it has some cards that we want, like two lands, two Seagate Oracles, like Muldrifter should get us there if we draw land in the next few turns. But we might not, so I'm gonna go ahead and mulligan. This one, huh? It's sort of similar, except we need to hit like more lands. But at least we do have like a castable. It's not ideal. So if we like have a land on top, but like this hand doesn't even. I guess we can like draw into like actual real burn spells if we're not drawing lands. And going to 5 seems fairly disastrous. Basic Mountain. It's not the color we want or anything, but we need to hit 3 lands anyway to get the Muldrifter evoked and so on. So here we go. So hopefully their hand is a bit shoddy and was relying on that Preordain to get them a second land or something. Because that is one good way for us to get into this game. Unfortunately, it was not the case at all. So now we're just banking on drawing a land. If we do draw a land, I think we'll probably do fine. Not if it's Basic Mountain, but at least that means if we draw an island next turn, we can Steam Core Weird. Which would be nice. And we failed. So it looks like it's going downhill here. It's not what we wanted at all. At least they didn't flip their Delver. On the downside, that means almost certainly they've got a Nivik Cyclops or a Kiln Fiend or something. But they probably think that our hand is maybe got removal spells in it if they're just going to go all in. But if they have a Gitaxian Probe, then the jig will be up. Pyroblast, that's not one we want in their hand at all. So I think we're dead. Like going to 5 is maybe would have been preferable, but I think if we had an island, it might have been okay. Seems like their hand is, a bit light on blue sources, so it probably could have been okay, but we're dead. And they could just cast Pyroblast targeting, anything and pump this. I mean, that would be a bit ambitious of them, I think. But, I mean, we're on 2. Presumably they have an Apostle's Blessing, so that's why they didn't just try to kill us, because if he had like a Lightning Bolt, they didn't want to just go all in. But yeah, we're dead. They're going to Pyroblast this, but I guess they might forget to Pyroblast it. And dead. Alright, let's try this again next round.